Sunday Scaries, toughest part of the show, fellas, and you got to start with Jonathan Taylor. Not just a brutal day for fantasy, but it might be the end of the season now for Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah, reports are that it's a high ankle sprain, and given the state of the Colts season, no reason to bring him back. So it feels like they're going to shut him down. Expectation here is it would be, Deion Jackson and Zach Moss as well. We'll get more into this tomorrow during the waiver wire show, but just a disappointing season for the number one overall pick, consensus-wise in fantasy.
Yeah, I think you just got to write it off. Like, he'll be a top 3, top 4 pick next season, I would have thought, going into the year. And, it brings up questions about Zach Moss and Deion Jackson. Zach Moss had 24 carries against the Minnesota Vikings. It's unbelievable.
In this economy.
Yeah.
I will say, I just want to point this out. I think it's important. And you can, hindsight being 20/20, but I do remember getting a tremendous amount of pushback and, I can't believe, no way on Chris McCaffrey. I'm out on him. Yeah, why would you ever rank him second? Why would anyone ever take him first? He's always injured. No way. I don't want to touch him. Give me the safety of Jonathan Taylor.
Okay, how it goes.
Just obviously, who would you rather have right now, right? Yeah. So it's just, injuries are generally hard to predict.
Yeah, I think we said this after week 3 or 4, and I think it was probably the right call, even though it hasn't worked out. But Cooper Kupp probably should have gone number 1, right? And he just gets hurt and it all falls apart, but he might have been the pick you should have made.
But again, it just goes to show, right? Yeah. Again, right? At one point in the season, we could have done the redraft. We've said you're taking Cooper Kupp number 1 overall, and yet, again, he's been out of the league and hurt. So that's been tough.
A guy that said, "Do not draft me." He tried to warn everybody, and he was pretty good all year, but did not have his best weekend. Miles Sanders, 11 carries, 42 yards, has the fumble. Nothing working in the receiving game for Miles Sanders.
Weird game for the Philadelphia offense. Like, Jalen Hurts, he has the 3 rushing touchdowns and is amazing on the ground, but he didn't do much through the air at all. And Miles Sanders, 11 carries, 42 yards, 1 reception for negative 13 yards, 1.9 fantasy points, and what looked like it was going to be a really good matchup against the Bears, Matthew.
Absolutely brutal. This should have been a smash spot for Miles Sanders, and it just wasn't, given the matchup, given how that the Eagles were 9-point favorites in this game. We expected them to be run heavy, and I will say, again, you mentioned Jalen Hurts has 3 rushing touchdowns in this game. I think if Sanders gets 1 of them, the narrative changes on him as well. So Miles Sanders tried to warn us about this, right? Don't draft me, because he knew his role as the offense. And we talked about this in the preseason as well. One of the reasons why you would fade Miles Sanders is because, hey, he's got competition for goal line touches in Jalen Hurts. And they like to use Boston Scott occasionally and Kenneth Gainwell as well. So that was baked into his ADP. It's obviously a very disappointing game, but if you drafted Miles Sanders, you're still very profitable based on where he was going, because that's why he was drafted, is because there was questions about his touchdown equity. He still, despite the fact that he didn't get in the end zone, he had under 2 fantasy points. He is still, as we enter week 16, he still has 21 carries inside the 10-yard line. 21 carries in goal-to-go situations. That's 5th most in the NFL. The challenge, of course, is that Hurts has the 3rd most carries inside the 10-yard line, which is one of the reasons why Jalen Hurts was my fantasy ride or die at the beginning of the season. He's running back 15 on the season, and I think that's right. Like, he's not involved in the passing game. He's basically he's an RB2 that you hope gets into the end zone.
He still exceeded expectations, I think.
1,000%. This is you. While it's frustrating because it happened in week 15, if you drafted Miles Sanders, this is what you signed up for.
Yep.
And look, I'll own it. Like, he was on my love list. Like, I thought he was going to have a smash game. He didn't, unfortunately, but I'm not panicked about it. This is what you signed up for with Miles Sanders.
Yep. Connor, do you want to talk about the Jets offense?
If we have to.
Yeah, you want to talk about Bam Knight?
The last one, the bandwagon loses a wheel this weekend, fellas. Bandwagon, 13 carries, 23 yards. Here's my take. Not only did he get banged up in this game, the Lions literally said, Zach Wilson, throw against us. We are putting everybody in the box. That's not Bam Knight's fault. But that doesn't mean it's the Jacksonville Jaguars are going to do anything different on Thursday night for Bam Knight.
1,000%. I think they'll be less successful than the Lions. The Lions have been, we talked about this, coming into the games, the Lions were a top 8 run defense over the last month.
They've gotten a lot better.
They've gotten a lot better against the run. And so I was surprised and maybe it's just they didn't want to challenge Zach Wilson. They want to keep it simple. I was surprised they didn't use him more in the passing game.
Me too.
Bam Knight. We'll see about hopefully he's healthy for Thursday night against the Jaguars, but assuming he suits up, I still think he'll be fine. Better days are ahead for Bam Knight and all of us on the bandwagon Thursday night against the Jaguars, against my Swaguars. It's me versus you Thursday night.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's me versus you. Me and Connor versus you.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. I'm worried about Zach Wilson just submarining that offense entirely. It was very, very ugly.
You and all of Jets Nation. So, and
I thought he showed moments.
Sure. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's just the roller coaster.
He could have had 4 picks. He could have had 4 picks.
Yeah, no. I'm not saying it was all pretty. I'm just saying it also wasn't all a disaster.
Had some big throws.
And previous starts have all been disasters.
Yes.
So I'm just saying there's at least some positives there.
What's the bright side over here?
Hey, it's Matthew Berry from NBC Sports and RotoWorld.com. Just want to thank you so much for watching what you just watched, or at least being too lazy to click out of it after the autoplay just kept it going. So either way, thank you so much for just letting it scroll by your screen. And now I'd like to ask you respectfully, please subscribe to the NFL on NBC YouTube channel for the latest NFL news, fantasy headlines from RotoWorld, and betting analysis from NBC Sports Edge.